What's up guys, Lvladen here, and today I'm coming at you with a video of my opinions on the best Ret 2v2 comps. Now, I'm not going to have any live commentary or even in-game commentary on these games, unfortunately, because they are pulled from my stream and I did have to mute the audio. But yeah, let's get into it anyway. So, let's start off with Ret Hunter, what you guys are watching right now. Ret Hunter has to be my favorite of all the 2v2 comps, and I'm not going to say it's the best Ret comp. It's probably one of the harder double DPS comps to play as a Ret Paladin, but it's something that you can find a lot of success at if you're hitting your CC chains right, if the Hunter is good, if the Ret's good. The reason I'm not ranking this higher in the Ret 2v2 metagame is because it is up to the Ret Paladin to help the Hunter survive. Your Hunter has very, very low survivability, pets have low survivability, and it's not the easiest that you can play as a Ret, not something like a Ret healer or a base tank cleave. So yeah, we're starting off the count with Ret Hunter. Solid comp, not the best. Now, let's get into one of the top tier specs, which is going to be Ret Shadow Priest. The reason that Ret Shadow Priest is so good in 2s right now is because both Ret and Shadow have incredible self-healing, incredible CC, and damage from the Shadow Priest that pair really well with Ret Hammer of Justice goes on kill targets or off targets. For example, if you're Ret Paladin, you stun your primary kill target, which is the DPS. The Shadow Priest by itself can go out and hit their 4-second stun into 5-second silence into fear. They can mind control a healer while mind gaming the DPS. They can either provide insane burst damage or they can give you power infusion. There's many reasons that Ret Shadow Priest is really good. However, it is not the best. It is not the best. We'll get to the best Ret 2v2 comp, but Ret Shadow definitely contender of top 3 best Ret comps at the moment. The next top tier Ret comp in 2v2, I have to say, is Ret Windwalker. And yeah, it's definitely because Windwalkers are absolutely insane. We're going to see them all over the tournament in the AWC in the first season. They were already all over the prelims. In the prelims, what am I talking about? Yeah, the preliminary games, the qualifiers, they happened yesterday or something like that. And a Ret Windwalker, guys, absolutely insane single target kill pressure damage. You can just run at healers every single game as this comp and be just fine. The one downside is Rogue Mage is a little bit challenging because if they get the correct CC, they get your bubble, and you cannot catch them in their reset, they're just going to kill the Windwalker Monk instantly. It's like instantly. So there's that downside, but against healer comps and against most other double DPS comps, Ret Windwalker will definitely destroy them. Now, let's get to the top tier Ret comps right here, guys. The number 1 best Ret comp at the moment, or at least on ladder, has been Ret Elemental Shaman. And this might be a little bit surprising, but if you look at it, it's actually not too shocking why it's the top best 2v2 spec for Ret right now. So, let's go over it. Ret has Hammer of Justice, which with Fist of Justice talent is relatively short CD, somewhere between, you can get it to 25-30 seconds if you have decent uptime or if you have good Word of Glories. And Lightning Lasso, which is the majority of an Elemental Shaman's single target go, is on a 30-second cooldown as well. So what that means is you can kill healers so efficiently as Ret Ellie right now. You Hodge the DPS while Lightning Lassoing the healer, guarantee forces one of the trinkets, then the DPS has to run at you or the Elemental Shaman, in which case both of you are decent off healers and can keep each other alive. And you only have to keep each other alive for roughly 30 seconds until your next go. And you can rotate your offensive cooldowns between goes. So, say for example, the first go, all you do is Sky Fury Lasso with a Hodge on the off DPS on the healer. You're going to get something guaranteed. And on the next go, as long as that go is trinket, you're going to be able to pop Avenging Wrath and just kill them inside a Lightning Lasso Hodge combo. Elemental Ret Ellie is very, very scripted. It's better on some maps than others. Like, for example, Blade's Edge, you can take advantage of it as that comp, which, you know, Blade's Edge and Mugumbala arenas are historically really bad for Ret Paladins. But playing that comp, they're not as bad as something like playing Ret Hunter or Ret Windwalker, because you can take advantage of the knockoff while trying to run away and surviving in between goes. But yeah, Ret Ellie guys, definitely the best. I personally don't know too many elemental shamans, so I have not got to play too much of this comp, but totally recommend it right now. Now let's talk about healer comps and easier Ret 2v2 comps. So stuff that isn't going to be the best at higher ratings, but will definitely get you to 2100 no problem. First comp right here we'll talk about is Ret Holy or Ret Discipline Priest. And when I say Holy, I mean Holy Priest. Ret Holy is really good right now in terms of that you can hodge your kill target while the Holy Priest stuns the off target. You'll get about 5 seconds worth of the Hammer of Justice off before the enemy healer gets out of a 4-second stun and then uses a global to de-spell someone. So you'll have a decent amount of your hammer to just one-shot someone in. And Ret can kill, if you have Divine Toll and Wings Up, you should be killing your targets inside of a 5-second stun, 100-0 every time. As long as they're not popping a trinket and they're not popping a defensive and the healer isn't CC, you should, well, depending on your gear and your opponent's gear, you should be able to kill them in a 5-second hodge. Another honorable mention is Ret Disc. I actually don't think that Ret Disc is as good as Ret Holy Priest, and that is because Holy Priest's stun offers so much benefits with Ret stun. But yeah, Ret Disc, not bad at all. Still super offensive. Dark Arc, PI, on top of the Ret's Wings and Divine Toll, offers insane damage, and is usually enough to just overwhelm people in a stun. After that, we have Ret Resto Shaman. If you're not going to play with a Holy Priest or Disc Priest, and you still want to play with a healer, Ret Resto is still really good. Resto Shamans offer the offensive Purge and, you know, okay damage with Flame Shock Lava Burst as well. And they can run a Hex Legendary, which lets them spam Hex nonstop. OP, please nerf JK. You know, it's whatever, but it is really annoying to play against in twos. So yeah, Ret Resto, definitely solid. Let's go over some honorable mentions, because, you know, there's a lot of comps that you can play in 2v2. The comps that I've mentioned so far are my top picks, but there's plenty of honorable mentions. We'll go over Double Ret, not too bad. Definitely 2100 viable. It's a bit of a troll comp. You're going to struggle against stuff like Resto Druid Fire Mage and Resto Druid Affliction Lock, because they can just kite forever, especially if they're both Night Fae. Ret Prot Pal is also really good. It lets you kill healers in a Hodge Silence Hodge or Double Hodge. And the Prot itself acts like a really insane off healer as well. Ret DK, not too bad. Pretty overwhelming damage, but the higher ranking you get, the less of an opportunity you're going to have to just kill people in the opener of a game as Ret DK. And DKs don't have as many defensive options as Windwalker Monks do. They can't just run away, can't Karma, Port, you know, etc. Stuff like that. So that's why Ret Windwalker rates higher than Ret DK, in my opinion. Well, let's talk about comps that I don't think are as good as the comps that I've mentioned so far. So that's stuff like Ret Feral, Ret Enhance, Ret Warrior, and Ret Rogue. I think that those comps are all okay. They're not bad per se, but all of those comps have better comps that they can play with other classes. For example, Ret Shadow Priest Ret, what am I saying? Rogue Shadow Priest, Rogue Mage, definitely better than Ret Rogue. However, Ret Rogue is still not terrible. So it's if you guys want to play it, if you enjoy that play style of going in, having your go, and running away immediately, go ahead and play Ret Sub Rogue. Ret Assassination, not good, don't play. Same with Outlaw. Ret Enhance is the same philosophy as Ret DK. You just don't have as many opportunities to keep your target in melee range. So Ret Enhance, insane burst, but not as good when you get to the higher ratings when people are actually responding with cooldowns. You're able to live their Ascend, Wind Fury go, and then they can also just run away from you, as opposed to Ret DK, where you have Grip, A-Bomb Limb, 70% slow from Chains of Ice. And then Ret Feral, which is honestly not too bad either. But if if your feral gets attacked, you have to use a lot of your Word of Glory healing, which means a lot of your damage goes towards healing on the feral druid. The feral's going to be running away in bear form. It's not as good as something like Ret Windwalker, which has its own defensive cooldowns. It's not too bad, but Ret Windwalker is just better. Excuse me. I need to take a sip of water. I just keep ranting. We're going on and on and on. And then sadly, you know, one of my favorite comps to play, but not the best, is something called Ret Warrior. And that is because Holy Paladin Arms Warrior is 10 times better than Ret Arms Warrior. That's because warriors rely a lot on healers in 2v2. You can make it work. I've played Ret Warrior at 2100. It's not terrible, but again, if the warrior magically transformed into a Windwalker monk and got their defensives and insane single target damage, the comp would just be better, which is why I'm ranking that towards the bottom of the Ret tier list. So, just finalize everything real quick. In my opinion, the 3 best comps for a Ret Paladin play in 2v2, Ret Shadow, Ret Windwalker, and Ret Ellie. And if you're going to play with a healer, my top pick would be a Ret Holy Priest. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Lvladen PvP for future content. I am streaming my Glad Push there, along with a bunch of other content, RBGs, guild stuff, fun stuff, you know, find it out there. And yeah, thanks for watching guys. I'll see you next video. Peace. Oh, I forgot. Quick side note. Shout out to Scatter. GG's man. It was really fun playing with you during the video. And for anyone that is curious why there are no losses in the video, we actually went 14-1, and our only loss was like an 8-minute clip, and I could not fit it in this video. I already had to cut out a bunch of the games. So I'm sorry about that, guys. If anyone is interested in seeing more 2v2, I will show it a bit later, possibly. If not, check out the stream. All right, peace.